Hello, good evening. First tonight, Lucas was just 9 months old when he died whilst in the care of Betsy Cadwallader Health Board. His meningitis was misdiagnosed as tonsillitis, and a coroner concluded his death probably could have been avoided. 5 years on, his parents have told us they fear that lessons are still not being learnt by the Health Board. What's more, coroners have raised concerns over 28 deaths in the last 18 months. Now a letter from Conservative MPs has branded healthcare in North Wales as a national scandal as they plead for the UK government to step in. Hamish Ouskeri has tonight's top story.
With his beaming smile, Lucas was, in the words of his mum, a godsend to their family.
A joy to everybody who ever met him, basically. Literally.
But in 2019, his young life ended prematurely. Lucas was taken to Ysbyty Glan-Clwyd in Denbighshire with a high temperature, cold hands and feet, and a squint. He was diagnosed with tonsillitis and sent home, but the next day, his condition dramatically worsened.
It was about 6 o'clock on the Saturday evening. He had a seizure in my arms.
Here. He was eating an ice cream and he just couldn't stop staring. He just wouldn't close his eyes, he wouldn't blink, he was just wide open. And basically, well, it wasn't actually an ambulance, it was a community ambulance, and Lucas went and I followed on. So at that time, we knew he'd gone here.
Lucas died from acute bacterial meningitis. Nearly 5 years on, a coroner found it's probable that further tests and appropriate treatment could have prevented his death.
It was only on the inquest that the doctor admitted he did not read his notes that come up from A&E with him, which stated he had a vacant episode and he went stiff. Whereas then he admitted if he had read them, he would have done more testing.
Nathan and Kimberly are not alone in having serious concerns about the care provided at Betsy Cadwallader University Health Board.
Hello, thank you very much for this.
Today, a meeting with the UK Health Secretary, Victoria Atkins, arranged after 6 Welsh Conservative North Wales MPs wrote her a letter outlining their desire for a public inquiry into the Health Board. That letter calls the situation with Betsy Cadwallader University Health Board a national scandal, saying the care that some of their constituents have received is more akin to that of a third world health service. But the conclusion of their letter goes even further, saying the UK government has a moral responsibility for the health of all British citizens, irrespective of devolution. The health service in Wales is devolved, so what can this meeting actually achieve?
I think the point is that, yes, health has been devolved for 25 years in Wales, but when I listen to my constituents who come with really quite appalling stories, what they say is they're British citizens. What is the UK government going to do to intervene in some way or to make things better? So I think the UK government has a supportive role here to try and guide things such that they improve.
The chief executive of Betsy Cadwallader told us they are making improvements, but admitted there is still some way to go.
There are some really excellent services here. Some of them are leading Wales and in the UK. But there have been cases where things have not gone well, where the standard hasn't been met. And that is something that is pushing us forward.
The pressure for change and improvements in the Health Board is coming from all angles, stretching now to Westminster. The question is, what will it achieve?
And Hamish is in Westminster for us tonight. Hamish, we've heard several upsetting testimonies about healthcare in North Wales in recent weeks. Now those concerns are being taken over the border.
Well, yes, John, and when we spoke to Lucas's parents, they said they were yet to hear the word sorry directly from the Health Board. Well, now in a statement from Betsy Cadwallader, the chief executive has apologised for not engaging sooner and said she would like to meet with Kimberly and Nathan. Lucas's case is not one where a prevention of future death notice was issued by a coroner, meaning it's in addition to those other upsetting cases that we heard from in recent weeks. That's why the Welsh Conservatives say we've only seen the tip of the iceberg of the issues in the North Wales service, but say that the examples they've already heard from their constituents is what's caused them to say that the health service in North Wales is more akin to a third world country. As you'd expect, Betsy Cadwallader's chief executive has strongly refuted that claim, pointing to some of the amazing work done in other parts of the health service in North Wales. The Welsh Government stayed out of the politics of today, this meeting with the UK Health Secretary, but they did say that the Welsh Health Secretary, Eluned Morgan, has made it very clear to Betsy Cadwallader that they must address the systemic issues and will help the Health Board to do so. Of course, we've heard calls for a public inquiry, an independent inquiry. As yet, Eluned Morgan says the bar for that hasn't yet been reached. These are complex political arguments, but at the heart of all of them are cases just like Lucas's and Lucas's parents. Their calls for action are perhaps the strongest in these. And of course, today's meeting is unusual and perhaps it'll push things forward. But the likelihood is, and the reality of devolution, is that the key decisions in this will be likely to be taken in Wales, not in Westminster.
OK, Hamish, thank you very much indeed for that.